When I was 16, I won a great victory. I felt in that moment I would live to be 100. Now I know I shall not see 30. None of us know our end, really, or what hand will guide us there.
You guys are going to get drunk and you're going to forget. But make sure that when you're talking to it, you got to talk like this. You can't be like talking like, hey, it won't catch.
You got to talk into the mic.
You got to talk it like it's a cock, right?
We would know nothing about that, but you could help us with that.
I don't know, bro.
Dude, this shit's so
You and Hector had something going on back there. I don't know what it was.
That's something special, man. That's between
that was between you guys and Jesus.
man.
He approves.
So, Ali, back to you.
No.
What's happening over here?
I'm saying fuck
Word
women,
on the street is you're a
get
playboy.
money, and like fuck more women, you know?
Yo, let's give these guys a proper fucking intro, man.
Okay, so we're here.
We haven't done this shit in a minute, having 3 guests. I don't think we've ever had 3 guests, actually.
No. Yeah, a few times. It's just like
No, 2.
Bro,
Yeah,
we're barbers, bro. We talk for a living. Like, it's not even about the cut at this point, because we're all good at cutting hair. Like,
Ali, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go around the table there.
Give us a little stats. Give us like specs. Give us like height, weight,
This guy's gonna give his body counts. Be like, oh yeah, my name's
cock
Ali.
size.
My name's Ali. I'm a barber, promoter, all that shit. Yeah. So what's good? We're at the club.
How did you bomb with 5 dudes in here? How did you bomb with 5 dudes in here? All right, I'll give you a better intro. Ali, he's an energetic little guy. He's got good hairline. He's kind of lacking in muscle mass, but he makes it up in the hairline. So solid. Got Shahab. He's got the fucking. He's got the Justin Bieber. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
A little bit.
All,
a little bit. You did it a little bit better.
This
you
guy's
did it a
the
little
opposite.
better.
You know, if Justin Bieber like was in a movie
better.
and like he was the main character and there was a villain that was gonna kill Justin Bieber at the end of the movie, that would have been Shahab.
No, we've already talked about this. Shahab already admitted to this last time. We've already been here. So Shahab is going to be one of those fruit stand guys. You know, we've already talked about this.
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
Let's go
Remember
over it.
last time? You're like, yo, I know. I'm like, yo, what if they? Remember we were talking to Julian and he's like, yo, I gotta get some like hot ass fucking director chick and fuck her so she gives me a good role. And I'm like, Shahab, what if? You know, wouldn't you smash cakes if she's like 60 or whatever? But she's like, she's gonna get you in
60.
Hold on, listen. She's gonna get you in Batman or some shit, and you're like, I know that's not gonna happen because I'm not gonna be a main character. That's exactly your words. You're like, I'm not gonna be a main character.
Yeah, because I'm not doing none of that shit. But 60 is pushing it, bro. That's like. You know
What
I
if
mean?
she's a good a millionaire
such thing.
60?
A good 60.
A millionaire 60 is like an average 45.
Okay, I will say this. a millionaire 60 doesn't matter because I'm a dude, man. Like, you know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about her money.
No. What I'm saying is she's gonna have enough money to have surgery and shit, so she doesn't look
Man,
that
no
bad.
surgery. Like, what are you gonna do? Get all your skin like pulled back? You can't.
Yeah,
Yo,
look at Cher.
how do we get this off? We didn't introduce our fucking last guy over here. Right? You're talking about fucking 60-year-olds, man. How quickly did we get
we're not
derailed
doing
here?
that.
No, we didn't even do Shahab. Shahab.
No, we're in the middle of it. We're in the middle of shop.
Okay.
We're in the middle. We
Oh,
got sidetracked.
World
Yeah,
vlogging's
yeah.
introduction.
ADHD as fuck.
Holy
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah. Shahab, not so slim shady. Barbershop owner, multimillionaire,
You know this, man.
Cuban smoker. What else is there? You know, Versace the top. Matching shorts.
What are you, homie?
Anyways, me, I'm Nero. I do plenty of stuff.
Nero, what's your like? Is that your? What's your?
That's
Are
his-
you
That's
Iranian?
his Roman name.
Yeah.
That's
What's
his
your?
Roman
What's
name.
your?
Roman name.
Nirvan.
Nirvan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nero's the Roman name, bro. It's the
Yeah.
Italian name.
Yeah,
What happened,
Nirvan.
what happened to this shot?
No, we're gonna do it after
Intro,
the intro.
intros,
Relax.
and then shot.
Intros, okay.
Relax.
Jesus
Slow
Christ.
down.
Fucking alky.
Shahab, man.
Yeah.
We found the alky in the group.
Every time you get the Cuban, man.
It's like, yo, come on, man. What the fuck?
Yeah. No patience. Anyways, Nirvan. You know, since I was really young, my grandpa called me Nero. Kind of stuck around. Easier for white people too. Nirvan, you know.
Yeah.
Just take that R out and just be Neo.
Yeah. The one.
The one.
Neo.
All right, cheers to the one. Let's go, you
Cheers,
fucks.
cheers.
Salute, boys.
Cheers. Even the dog's back there and she's like, cheers, yo.
All right, so back to the topic. What was it? Something about MILFs? MILFs having money?
That was
Yeah.
part of Shahab's intro, and then we just got derailed
I
talking
don't know how
about
it
fucking
even got
milks.
to that, but yeah.
Yeah, let's stay away from loose pussy
Can I
lips.
say this? Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
Nobody wants nothing old but gold, man. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
We don't
But
do old broads around here.
actually, I take like a nice old watch, like an inheritance.
Yeah.
Like I always kind of wanted to get like a Patek, you know, just from an old grandpa I never talked to. The guy, like, you know, he had like 14 kids, 3
You know
wives,
what? If it
good
was gonna be an
stats.
old watch, I'd want like a pocket watch. You know what I mean? Like just like a fucking.
Yeah, but how are you gonna rock that?
Yeah, we're
you're
gonna.
not.
A Patek, it's like, bro, it's right
guess
there.
so, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
5. How much is a Patek?
Fucking lot. It's like that's a 5-figure watch.
200,000-300,000.
It starts
200 to
at like
300,000.
your
Yeah,
cheapest one is like fucking 60K,
No,
bro.
retail those are actually 90. The
That's-
resell
yeah.
is 300,000.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
but
what
you
I'm
got to
saying.
deal with
The
resale right
markup.
now.
Yeah,
That's
right now you got to
that's
deal with
insane.
Unless
it.
you're gonna go to like 6th Street in fucking New York
Yeah,
and
yeah.
deal with those Jews.
Yo,
Speaking of Jews,
It's
Fuck the Jews. No. I don't
oh,
mean, like,
chill! You
no,
got
no,
the
no,
curls.
Chill, bro.
I'm
Yo,
talking about- I'm talking
they
about
own
Persian.
all these
You can't be
platforms.
saying fuck the Jews
Oh,
while
no,
you're
no,
rocking
no,
a Jew
can I-
fro.
Yeah,
What
bro.
the
How
fuck?
dare you?
No,
What
bro.
the fuck?
No, bro.
you can't take their hair
You
and
see,
diss them. at the
English,
Yeah,
end.
bro.
English is my second language. I'm sorry.
That's for
what
all
I-
of
what
us,
I'm trying
no?
to say was I was talking about Persian, so I'm saying
He's like, I fuck with the Jews.
I fuck with the Jews, bro. I'm Persian. I'm like, damn,
Persians
we're
are
damn
pretty,
near
they're
like
pretty
yeah,
close
we're
to
like
Jews in terms of just how cheap they are and shit.
Yeah, but
almost
I
there.
think
Like,
historically,
I rock a
shit.
Tissot. Do you guys talk about like
Yeah.
Patek?
Is that
like,
the PRX?
The PRX, yeah.
That's a
But
nice
then
one.
the other
That's
time,
a nice one.
this guy would go to this mall and then he's like, yo, I'm gonna go to this Rolex shop and see what's good. I'm like, sure. And then a week later, he's calling me. He's like, yo, man, this seller found me this one like whatever Rolex. I had no clue. And then he's like, yo, it's like this, that, and it's sick. Like, should I get it? I'm like, man, I'm rocking a Tissot out here. So like, if you
Whatever you want, bro.
What's the PRX on it? How long does it take to die when you take it off your rest? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
What
But
kind
a
of- what kind
Patek
of
from
battery
your
does it
grandpa would be like fucking like lotto, bro.
But he's
Like-
talking about some grandpa he doesn't even know. So you're
Yeah,
talking about
bro.
robbing some old guy.
Bro.
Like you go on a fucking British properties in West Vancouver and be like, yo, give
Give
me
me
your
your
fucking
watch, you
Patek.
fucking old man. Yeah.
Basically, that's what you're talking about.
you guys don't know this. Actually, Shahab might know, but
I rob a few old guys.
guys that are like, let's say my grandpa's age. So if my grandpa was alive, he'd be like 100 years old or some shit like that.
God bless
110.
his soul, by the way.
All right. He was born before the Islamic Republic, so these guys were actually very international. If you guys look at pictures when the Shah was happening, that's why they still like Shah followers, is because back then
They legit
Iran
had
was
that.
very international.
Yeah, it was like
So
Dubai. back
it wouldn't
then,
it
like
wouldn't be
10
a
times.
surprise if
Yeah.
you had a cool grandpa that was like going to France and shit like that. Like
Well,
that happened back
in
then.
the
Yeah, yeah,
70s, even before the revolution, my dad was like telling me, he's like, people from the States used to go to Iran to like.
Oh, all the
party and
time.
shit, 'cause
That's crazy,
Like,
yeah.
we had like.
It was a monarchy,
disco.
bro.
Yeah,
They had
yeah,
a
yeah,
full-on
yeah.
monarchy.
Yeah, the
My mom
videos
was telling me,
alone.
she's like, bro, we'd go to clubs and shit at 19, 20
Legit,
years old
bro.
and have drinks and smokes
Crazy.
and
You should have seen
whatever
it, like, the way
fuck.
they were dressing. It was just crazy. It was like legit
Well, even
with
their
the
movie.
fashion.
If you look at their cinema and shit, they were like, it was fucking nutty. And then after, literally, as soon as like the revolution happened, that the shit just
it
dropped
just
off.
switched.
Like,
Yeah, yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
turned
Overnight, huh?
Muslim.
Literally
Like
just
I
stopped.
didn't no hate on Muslims. Like a quarter of me is Arab.
Yeah, yeah, but
they're
do
all
all-
like. But
all
what I'm
that.
saying is like
Do all
the
that.
Islamic Republic. I'm not really talking about all that.
Honestly, bro, I don't give
But
a
that
fuck.
shit like was kind of crazy.
I
you
have,
know what
like-
I mean?
I have, like,
I'm just gonna pass
Iranian
the
friends
mic
that
to
are
my buddy
Muslims.
right here.
Don't worry, listen, man. If ISIS ever got wind of this podcast, I'd consider that like a fucking like
no, I just think like
we've made it to that point.
No,
you know
like,
what I mean? Like
as
fuck everything else, man.
Iranians, our culture, bro, like fucking Islam was like a cancer that was just injected into the system. You know?
Yeah, bro.
It was like AIDS.
the way it was presented.
No, when you
Yeah.
when you go to Arabic countries, they actually do Islam right. You know, like
There's no
they don't.
doing Islam right.
There's
bro.
no listen. When any religion or any cult or any idea is forced upon the people, it's wrong.
Well, you go to Emirates. Nobody's forcing nothing on nobody. Right.
Yeah, well, you can make that argument there, but they have
know
their
what I
own
mean?
inherent problems. What I'm saying
They-
is,
yeah,
is
of course.
what we had
But
to
that
deal
shit
with
was super
is
forced. Like that's not organic.
that's
What?
been
That's
cleaned
just
out.
money.
That's
Well,
been cleaned
well,
out
yeah.
over time. Like that wasn't that way like
the
30 years
Emirates
ago.
Yeah,
isn't-
yeah, fair,
It's,
fair.
it's not the Islam that people are going there for. Is
Yeah.
what I'm saying,
No,
right?
yeah,
So,
yeah, of
like,
course.
You
Nobody
know
goes
why?
there for
You know why the
Islam.
Emirates became like that?
Why is that?
Because they became international and they start becoming all corped up.
Well, yeah.
So the
yeah.
corps have a certain kind of high standard on things, so they wouldn't. They rather get the money than enforce some religious bullshit that they
Right,
think is
right,
right.
right. They're
Most
just
of
real
those
good
guys don't
businessmen.
believe in that shit. Like all those imam guys that you go to masjid and shit, bro. Those motherfuckers don't believe in that shit.
Yeah, they
They
don't.
don't believe in
Yeah,
that
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Those guys are the same dudes. Like in you guys ever read The Kite Runner, where they like rape kids and shit? Those
man.
imam
Yeah,
guys,
yeah,
bro,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
all about that
They're all
shit.
about that shit,
They're
yeah.
they're kinky, weird, fucking. Same with the priests. It's across the board in every religion.
Yeah.
This is like in the States. You got all these Republicans who say they're fucking Bible thumpers. These guys don't go to fucking church. They don't.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
say they're
yeah,
all Christian and conservative. All this
If you
bullshit.
notice any
they don't give a
country
fuck.
that-
And those guys
it's-
those guys are like swingers and shit. You
Yeah,
ever look
yeah,
at like
yeah,
those
yeah,
weird
yeah,
politicians?
yeah.
They watch their wife get fucked and they get happy and
half
shit.
of those guys
They're
are
weirdos, bro.
half those guys
Yeah.
are in with fucking Epstein, man.
Yeah,
that whole
bro.
fucking that ring.
There's a reason I never stepped foot
you
in
notice,
Utah.
On
countries-
God, there's like so many Muslims in the world, but if you check my fucking Iranian passport or whatever, the birth certificate, on the top of it, it says Muslim. Like I'm not even fucking
They
with you.
identify
Yeah.
your religion
So,
on your
like,
passport.
As
Yeah.
soon as you're born,
Damn,
technically.
bro.
But
Like-
if you're not Muslim, you're fucked. Like
Yeah.
you can't go to school, you can't do all this shit.
So like
But,
exactly, it goes back to what
Fuck
he was
school,
saying.
bro. They'll just
you know, it's
grab
all
you, bro.
forced upon.
So what were
back
you-
home, but
what do
in
you mean?
Dubai and
Well, it
like
goes back to what
Emirates,
he's
that
saying.
shit-
It's forced on you.
It's
So like,
forced.
if you can't choose it freely, it's not like
You
know
don't
what I mean?
believe in it.
You don't believe in it.
You don't
and
believe
if
in
you
it.
notice with any country that like is super religious,
Mm.
it's poor people.
Dude, I
Rich people
remember
aren't fucking with
Yeah.
that shit.
I
It's 'cause
remember
they
being in
buy
grade
into the
1, 2,
agenda.
and 3, and like when we had to like pray, we would always talk about. There was this one principal we had. She had a fat ass, and we're like grade 1, 2, and 3. We're talking about her fat ass. We're like, yo, did you see it? It's like, yo, I
Jesus.
bent over. It's like nobody was talking like, did you pray to
Jesus.
God? We're like
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
at.
yeah.
We're
You
like
see some ankle
6
bone, you
years
dirty
old.
dog.
Dog, we're sick, and like looking back now, she was a fucking 2
Yeah.
out of 10. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
But back, you're so
Deprived.
deprived
Yeah,
of
yeah.
sexual things. Because like I had one of my cousins, right? When I went back when I was 17, he's like, "Yo, what is it like when girls have their hair and
Like,
you
out
can
and about.
see it, right? Yeah, out and about. Like, what do you? How do you? He's like, how do you control yourself? I was like, dog, what are you fucking? You got to be nuts to like
ankles.
not be able to control yourself.
Bro, that's why you
Ankles get
have
you eat.
crazy shit like that happen. Is when you deprive people of certain things like that. Like they're not
Yeah.
gonna, you know what I mean? But like yeah, like
Bro,
going
bro,
back to the whole like
bro, going back 7 years, like I've been here in Vancouver for like 7 years, but 7 years ago, when I pulled up here from Iran, bro, I was like, what the fuck? I pulled up to the school. They're like, oh yeah, hi, welcome, this and that. After they took the test from like,
Yeah,
you know how
welcome.
good
You got
I can
girls.
speak
How
English.
old were you?
Yeah,
How old were
the
you?
Guy, I was
How
like,
old were
I
you?
was 16. The guy goes and grabs this chick and brings her, and he's like, oh, go show him to school. I'm like, oh shit.
I've never been
Like,
this close
she's
to a woman
hot,
before.
bro. I'm like, bro, what the
He's like, yo.
like, I went to an all boys school for like fucking like 12 years, like because I was in like 12th grade when I was 16 because my mom's super Persian. and she like put me in school when I was like 5.5.
Yo, is this that fucking Persian shit again,
Bro,
man? I can't get
I'm
over
not
this. The
trying to-
Persian
like,
age.
But back to that shit. What I'm trying to
it's
say.
not that.
Here is so
Fuck
like
me.
normalized for people.
Yeah.
Like when you come from back home and you see all this shit, is crazy. But 7 years from now, bitches ain't shit, bro. Like on
What?
God, like I'm not even saying
What?
shit. Like back then, in my head, a 5 would have been like a 9. But now I see a 9, I'm like, she's not a 10. You know what I mean? Like it's just the whole thing, the whole
Yeah, when
scenario.
you're
changes.
One thing I
I've-
could tell you, dog, you got to work on your math.
I
9 is not a 10. But I feel you. I feel you. It's
No, but
yeah.
you get what he's saying.
I get what you're saying. I
It
get
comes
what you're
back to
saying.
the same topic how you're bringing up the deprived thing because
Yeah.
these guys come here in Iran. It's like they praise that shit.
Yeah.
Pussy. They praise that shit. Like you don't get it. Like every time I go to Iran, no type of action because I'm not used to fucking taking girls. You know what I mean?
course.
You know, you got to open the door for them and shit. Yeah, that's nice being, but
Man, you're
chivalry is
that
dead
guy.
nowadays. You know what I mean? It's like if you're in van and you're doing that shit. You get clowned unless it's a proper girl, which is non-existent. You know what I mean? In Iran or let's say Dubai or something, you find proper girls where you kind of do gotta treat them like that, but they bring it out of you. But no, the average 5 in Iran is
Yeah.
getting treated like fucking a
But
princess.
can I say
You know
something
what I
about
mean?
that, bro? Like, if you come out the gate like that, whatever you come out with, that's that's what
expectation.
you got to go from that
Yep.
up.
Yep. That's the
So
thing.
you can't
Fair.
be if you come out with opening doors and
Yeah. Can't go back.
That's why
you
all
can't
these.
go back.
That's why all these Persian
So
wed.
you
like,
can't be
like,
doing all that.
Have you seen all these Persian marriages? Like the husband and wife are. You
Bro,
know, there's
most-
always some problem because obviously
Bro,
the husband
'cause,
started on
you know-
some. Oh, let me talk to your baba
but
and
This is
and
the
you know,
problem.
you know what I
This
mean?
is the
No,
problem.
Here's
This is the
problem with
problem.
that shit, and I'll tell you this: is a lot of people they get to a certain age, right? Men and women, and they're just like their parents or family. They're like, it's time to get married, and then the guy he just finds a chick. And then they just get married. It's super like forced almost. Like they both just like settle for someone, and they both don't even really like each other like
Bro,
that.
Nero was
And
at
it
my
doesn't work out.
crib the other day, and my mom was talking about it. Bro, back home, like I had this girlfriend, like my ex, and like I had no clue. My mom and her mom were friends, and they were like talking the whole time. So every time, I was curious. Like every time I was trying to tap this chick, her mom would call her. I'm like, bro, how the fuck does she know? I'm like, you know what I mean? And then I realized, oh, that shit was happening. You saw me. I was like tripping. Back home, it was crazy. You come here, you go to a party. If you don't hit, guys are gonna look at you like, man, like what the fuck, bro? You didn't get that chick. It's like, yo, it's like a
Hold on.
whole
What if
different
you
scene.
go to like okay, I'll say it
what?
like this. So
Like what?
everybody looks at some chicks differently, right? Like if
Yeah.
I go to a Persian place, like if I'm partying with
Yeah.
you guys, you might look at a chick and
Yeah.
respectfully, you might be like, damn, she's hot. I might look at the same chick and I'd be like, I wouldn't even hit it.
Yeah,
bro?
And it's
But
like
honestly,
time and a place, bro.
honestly, like,
Because like I've seen
the past 2 years.
like say a name in the
But what I'm
Persian
saying-
group of people that we know,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you a story of how
Bro, but
they
what
had
I'm
some ugly ass
saying-
chick.
But what I'm saying,
But the
when I
thing
was back
is
home, when I was-
like they're not. You can't just
Bro,
say that
when
you
I
have
was
to
back
fuck.
home, that's what I'm trying to say. Like that's what I've been trying to say. When I was back home, I saw all these Persian chicks. I'm like, oh, she's hot, she's hot. I came here. I'm like, Persian chicks ain't shit. I'm sorry to all my Persian chicks, but yo, Persian chicks
that's
ain't
true.
shit. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
Like you're into like some like.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
Yo, you
Yeah,
can say it out
but-
loud. You know how many times he's brought that up in the fucking podcast? Go ahead, man.
Bro.
Say Koreans.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
all
Got
good.
the yellow fever.
I
We
love-
don't censor that shit here, man. We're good.
I think Ali feels PC'd up, but yo, feel free to say
I
whatever.
feel PC'd up.
Don't worry.
Shit, bro. Motherfuckers are going down left, right, and center. Before this
But can I
podcast,
say
I'm
this?
talking to Shahab. I'm like,
You're-
what the fuck are we gonna talk about in the barbershop? We're talking about some
anything.
foul
Don't
shit.
worry,
But
man.
it's like the
Anything, bro.
masculine, like.
Don't worry.
you know
You're
what I'm
safe.
trying to say?
You're
Like,
safe.
That's why I don't hire. Like honestly, that's why I don't hire like women.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah.
It's
I
because
We
thought you said
haven't
white
had
people.
women in
No,
the
no,
fucking
I've had
shop
white
for
guys and shit
years,
like that,
bro.
but like I
No,
don't
yeah,
hire
also
chicks
it's a
based
guy.
off of that because
On God,
I feel
you know.
like with the whole masculinity thing that they're just like taking it away, like inch by
Yeah,
inch,
bro,
right?
inch
and
by
like
inch.
having a barbershop where it's just dudes,
Just
Yeah.
dudes
where
doing
you
their
could
thing.
dudes can be dudes, where you can say foul shit and
Yeah,
it's, you don't mean
Yeah,
nothing.
bro.
It's just
Like,
funny,
you
but
can
you
say
can say I
foul
don't got to
shit.
worry about like
I'll say this. I'll say
some
this.
broad tripping on it.
I've met some broads where it's okay to say that stuff, but the thing is to
You wouldn't
play
wanna
it
be with them.
safe. To play it safe. If I'm running a business, I'd want to play it safe. I wouldn't 100% not hire chicks,
It's
but
not
I would
because of
have
that.
to know that chick so well that I trust that she'd
No,
be
it's
okay.
not that, bro. It's like women are women and stuff like that. And like
Say
you,
women
the
are
reason
women.
is
like
it's
you can't like
it's a man's place, and you
Yeah.
want to keep it as that.
Yeah,
My
it is.
demographic is men.
like not
Seriously, no homo.
but like no
Pause.
homo,
You know
no
what I
homo,
mean?
pause,
But
all
like,
that shit. But you know what
it's
I'm
a
trying-
barbershop. It's a man's
it's
place.
like a man's
so men
place.
come there to feel like men, where they can talk
Yeah,
about
no, that's
men
true, that's
things
fair.
No,
and shit like that, right? So you can't have it as like you can't whore it up, man. Where you got bitches running around here and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, no, especially Fade. Shameless plug, by the way. Fade is the spot to get your fade. Anyways.
Yo, hold on. If you're
hold up.
plugging, you gotta pay us for that shit.
Yeah, I got you.
I got you a pizza, man.
commission. Yeah, pizza. Come on, there's.
You already ate it. The contract signed.
Go on. I don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
already done.
I bought this Cuban for you
guy
guys
ate it
for
half
a
an hour.
reason.
Respect,
Don't worry,
respect.
don't worry.
I brought cigars.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, but
All
what
right,
I was trying to
continue with
say-
this fucking.
Yeah. What I was trying to say is Faded. I don't know. I don't see you guys at Faded. I feel like I
No,
see you.
he comes.
Okay.
He'll go.
I'm telling you, there's something about the energy there, man. I'm telling you, just it being purely dudes. If there was a girl working there, it would not be the same.
Are there
Like,
many
to be
barbershops
honest,
that actually mix? Because I've been to places
Yeah,
that it's like
yeah.
either all men or all women. Like you go to like
Yeah.
Tommy Guns,
Yeah.
all women.
Yeah.
Mullah Fade has like this one chick.
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
What I'll say
does she
is
not?
this.
Does she not throw off the energy? Be
Hold on.
honest.
I'll say one thing. You'll get these weird guys that want to get their hair cut by a chick, and that's the only argument against having a chick there.
Can I say something
But
about
shout
that?
out to Mala Face. But like, dude, they also have
no.
12 chairs with 11 guys working. Like,
No,
yeah,
I'll
you
say
need
this.
a chick there when there's like
The
11
thing is
dudes.
with
Yeah.
guys that
What
want to
you-
get
what
their
you got?
hair
What you
cut
got?
by chicks is like it's the same dudes that tip the fucking waitress extra, thinking that she's gonna like me.
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
It's exactly the same.
Speaking of this,
right?
speaking of this,
So,
I
like-
seen dudes drop 2 G's at the strip club while I was working there, thinking that the girl's gonna go home with him. And he's crying with me afterwards. He's like, "Oh man, my wife's gonna kill me." Oh, you fucking retard.
150.
No,
You
but like
retard.
even at the shop, like even when like one of the kids like moms comes in,
Yeah.
like you just feel the energy just completely change
Oh,
as
yeah.
soon as there's a
Well
woman in there.
said.
And not it's a bad thing. It's because like and it should be like that because you want to
That's
keep
true,
the
actually.
respect.
Yeah, that's true.
That's somebody's
Yeah.
wife. That's somebody's.
It goes both
mother.
ways.
It goes
It goes
both
both
ways.
You know,
Yeah,
there's
it does.
actually
So like
actually
you want to keep it as like
Ali,
you want to keep it
pass
in
me
that
that.
way where it's like a like mostly guys, so you can just be free to say whatever
yeah.
and not feel that I gotta like censor myself or like it's just rude. You can't be talking about foul shit in front of some dude's wife, man. Some
Yeah,
guy's,
I think
like,
that's
you
a
know
good
what I
or
mean?
like some
So-
kid's mom.
yeah,
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
right.
So hear me out here, right? I was in Iran a few weeks ago.
You were in Iran recently?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I was in
you
Iran.
have some?
I did this whole trip Dubai. I was
How
in
often do you
one.
go back to Iran?
Fucking pussy.
I go almost every year.
Really?
Yeah, my family lives in Dubai and they go back and forth from
Give me
Iran and
give me
Dubai
2.
quite a bit.
Have you been called? Have you?
Okay,
Did you get
fine,
called in the
fine,
military
fair.
service?
So here, that's the thing. There's workarounds, right?
Yeah.
I'm studying right now. I'm at SFU. And just being able to study, you kind of get the stamp on your passport.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called exactly, but you get a stamp on your passport and you're good for 5 years. But
Right.
after that, I got to figure something out. Whether it's
Another
paying off
another
the-
excuse.
either an excuse, yeah.
Hold
It's-
on,
I think
are
if
you-
you're
are
like
you-
the
are-
only son
hold
and
on.
your dad's over 65?
Ali,
yeah,
are you
bro.
you're international still?
He's a PR
No,
man.
no,
Put some
I was
respect on his-
international.
Put some respect
Come
on the
man.
PR.
I paid
Puts his
15
respect on
grand
his
for public
immigration.
high school, bro.
Hold
What
on,
you
you got
talking about?
you got the vaccine? You got the vaccine
Bro,
shot?
I have the fucking mark.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
there
the
you go.
immigrant
Oh,
mark,
oh,
and
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
proud
the
of it.
immigrant
You know?
Hold on, Nero,
Yeah,
are
let's
you
go back to Nero, let's go back.
are you also are you what are you? What's your
in what
status here?
sense?
Are
What
you
talking
illegal?
about? What do you mean? Am I legal?
No,
you
he's
illegal
got
alien?
papers, bro.
Yeah.
Are you gonna check his papers?
Gonna out him right now?
I've been here
He's
since
like,
I
I'm
was
calling
3.
them people right now.
No,
Somebody call
I'm-
ICE.
I'm
Immigration Services.
No. Yo, slow down. I've been here.
You just hear the
my
door
whole
slam,
life.
like, just-
my mother's from Germany.
Yo, this guy, like as soon as we started hanging out and shit, his Farsi got like way better.
No, I literally learned Farsi like 6 years ago,
Nice.
6, 7 years ago.
No, but what were you
Before that,
saying
I
about
didn't know.
so you got status
Yeah.
that basically exempts you from military service?
Yeah, for 5 years because while I'm studying, but there's a few other getaways you can say.
but you
got
could
flat
go for
feet or
3
you got
months.
Bad.
A year.
No,
and then-
no,
you
you,
go-
you need the more.
Not me. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. I actually can't go
You
back.
need the stamp.
And
Well, that's
you
the
need the
thing.
stamp, but I'm studying too. But like, I actually don't want to risk going back. Like,
From
it's
mo-
not even all about like going back.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you could go back. Like, yeah, go back. Just book a flight, go back. But can
You're
you come
risk-
back?
you're
That's-
risking army.
You know, you're risking army for 2 years, and like to be.
Oh, it's
to
2
be-
years now?
Yeah, bro. It's been 2 years, and it's like. On God, I'm not sure. Like, my dad didn't do it.
Yeah.
My uncle did it. I saw my uncle doing it. And I was like, bro, that's just fucking nuts. You go away for 2 years. you come back with so many problems. Like your stomach and shit just gets fucked up because from the food you're eating. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing, because as an outsider,
Like on God.
what I've heard a lot from a lot of my Persian friends
Yeah.
is that they just don't go back. As soon as they're like of age, they just don't. So like hearing you saying that you do go back, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? That's
Yeah, so-
crazy. Because most guys I hear, they're like,
You gotta figure
Oh,
it out.
boy,
You gotta, bro, it's just money, man. You gotta pay that shit
Yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah.
The
It's
only
just-
thing you
your-
can
your
do
best bet's
is
to buy
the
it.
only
Buy
thing
it?
you guys can do is if you don't want to buy it is you can go back with your Canadian passport once you guys are citizens and go back with you have to either have
Are
something
you guys
from work.
citizens?
I just recently became an Iranian citizen, so yeah, but
No,
Are
you gotta
guys
be. You
Canadian
gotta no, no,
citizens, or
no.
are you
Listen,
guys a
listen.
bunch of
This is how.
fucking
This is how I.
dirty
I'm not a
All right,
citizen.
what-
This
so
is
yeah,
how.
listen.
This is
What
how
did you
you
do?
can. You can do this. Okay. This is actually a legal way of doing this. You have to go back with your Canadian passport, but you
Fuck
can only
that.
go back for 3 months.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's the only thing.
Here's
that's
you
what
can
you
do.
were, that's
here's
what
the
you were saying
problem with
earlier.
that.
Yeah, okay.
Here's the problem with that. For starters, you need a visa. And
Oh,
re-
you also
recently-
need a letter either from school saying you're a full time student or from work saying you're a full time
Write
worker.
myself a goddamn
That's for
letter.
that's exactly what I did, right?
Yeah.
That's
That's you got the school one.
Yeah, I got the school one, and then it's good for 5 years. But after that, we either need.
What
to
are you
buy
in
it off,
school
figure it
for?
out. I'm at business. Yeah, I'm good doing my BBA at
Beatty.
SFU.
He's in Beatty, bro.
Oh, he's in
BD.
BD.
He's in BD.
What are you gonna do with that?
Fuck all, man. Just keep the parents happy. Real shit. To be honest, but I'm
Go be a
already-
hedge
I'm
fund
working
manager.
full time.
No, he's got other shit lined up.
I got a bunch of
could
shit
see you.
lined up,
I could
though.
see you be a hedge fund manager.
No, he's got a
No,
good
no,
head
I
on his
got-
shoulders.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
no,
he's
I'm-
been
I'm-
around me for a little bit.
Yeah.
Out of all the youngins and
yeah,
shit.
no, yeah. No, I got a few
knows
things
what's
lined
up.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, by a few things he means like he's building a
Doing
crib and
drugs.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, not drugs, 'cause, like, you-
Most guys,
Doing drugs on the weekend.
most
Doing
guys,
drugs on the weekend.
most guys who like I've met two types of guys when it comes to like I got shit on the side that I'm cooking up or whatever. There's two types of guys. One who's got the actual like crazy like business plan that he really wants to keep under wraps.
Yo,
'cause, like,
but the way
it's
he
gonna be like
said
some-
it is because like,
it's like-
we come from that background.
The second
like,
one is
like-
that. The second one is like some shady shit that they don't want to say on camera. I'm like, all right,
no,
fine.
for the past like 6 months, I've been working at Archaea Developments full time.
Sick, there you
It's
go.
like a real estate development.
Yeah,
company,
yeah. There
and,
you go.
Saturday, I'm just in the barbershop on Saturdays because fuck, it's
Sure,
it's
no,
not
yeah,
really
for sure.
work.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like we just gotta chill, fucking do this, smoke cigars, laugh, talk, right?
Some tips.
But
I
yeah,
gotcha.
get some tips, right? But yeah, I kind of that's the avenue I'm kind of trying to go
Nice.
down. But
Real
yeah,
estate.
I got my own stuff going on the side while I'm working at Archaea, so I can, get what I learned from here and apply it to what I'm doing. But
Yeah, nice.
that's the
Nice.
process. But
Just don't fall in love, you know.
buddy,
Honestly, bro.
bro, whoa, bad timing, bad timing,
Yeah.
bad timing. No, yeah, girls are really just a big time distraction.
It's a cycle of 6 years. Like if you focus for 6 years, you've really set yourself up. Like after I came out of prison, it kind of set 6 years ish. It was like I was making like 120K. Like it was very comfortable.
Wow, what, are you just saying because you did 6 years? Or
No.
six
Just
like a
just
number that you're saying?
any like
No,
if I
anything if
if
you
I
put 6 years into it.
if I
Yeah.
if I was smart enough and I started at 17 and I focused for 6 years, I wasn't smart enough back then.
It's not
you'd
about
have
being
a
smart enough though. It's like I feel like when people say like it's like the reason you know your shit at this age
it's
is
like
because of the
6 is
mistakes you made, right? Like a
Yeah,
lot
we
of
talked about that last time.
Yeah,
you were here,
exactly.
actually.
So it's like it comes with it.
But
right?
some
So-
people they have that maturity at that age where they
Yeah, like for
they
example,
they
when I-
set like I have friends who've settled at 17 and then by 23 they're already set where
Yeah.
I'm set at like 28 30. You know what
Set
I mean?
and what,
honestly,
financially?
Like
No. It's just everybody's a little bit different, but
True,
like any dreams or any aspirations you have,
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
kind
of
of reach
course.
that
But,
in
like,
6 years. So I
honestly-
can't say like where I want to reach. I might have very high standards, and he might
True,
have
true.
low standards. But regardless, 6 years is usually the
yeah,
average time it takes.
I respect
But
I
I feel
respect
like
that because like
with
when
the with the mistake comes the wisdom though, which is like what
True.
you really want.
Yeah, you have to make
'Cause
more
there's an old-
mistakes. You legit have to make more mistakes to be able
Yeah,
to
because
actually
there's an
learn.
old saying
yeah.
where it goes, when a rich man and an experienced man meet, usually the rich man ends up with the experience, and the experienced man
Literally.
ends up with the money.
Literally,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So like it's a give and take. Like
Yeah, on God, like
there's dudes that like they don't do well until later, but then like when they do it, you have that maturity, and you also have the wisdom and everything like that, and you could just boom, like within like a 5-year span.
honestly,
you'll
yeah. Talking
fly
about that
past somebody
6 year,
else, right?
talking
So
about
it
that
goes-
6 year shit and
yeah.
going back to the immigrancy, the shit you were talking about. Like when I immigrated here, when I moved here like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, it was the same shit. Like it was like a grind. Like it was like, okay, you're on your own in a different country and you gotta like move. And then like you legit like as an immigrant, you have like 2 only like up or down. Like you rarely see immigrants who are like mid. You know, usually they're poor, they're working really hard trying to make money, or they're like doing really good. So it's like you legit got like two ways to go, and like I made so many mistakes and I learned so much. But like honestly, yeah, 6 years. I feel like 6 years like could be a milestone, but like personally, my next milestone is in like 5 years, and I hope.
And
the next
honestly,
one's
bro,
gonna be
like,
on, like 4,
not to,
3,
but
2.
you had me, man, and like,
Yeah, legit. I was
honestly,
like in the shop.
I'm not trying to
around-
toot my own horn, but
No,
like I
on
fucking
God. Yeah,
these,
on
these
God.
motherfuckers know, man. I put them on.
Yeah,
like,
bro,
Not only
yeah.
that, I help them out like in terms of just like a lot of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
on God. Like the barber shop, like other than like, yeah, you go there, you have fun. It's not like work and all that shit. All that shit aside, it's like legit like this social group of men that we have, and everyone supports each other.
We're
in
like fam,
different
bro.
sense. Like it's like family. Like on God. Like when I moved, my family recently moved here. So when I moved here, my family was the shop. So technically,
Right.
it's like you just hang around all these guys who are like doing different shit, and then you see all these other clients. Like there's like 10 lined up a day or whatever, and you talk to every single one of them, and you kind of like understand like the way this shit's going, and you're like, okay, everyone's like, especially being in Vancouver, everything's expensive. So like the first thing that comes in mind is like, okay, I gotta go get money. I gotta figure out the ways like real estate is like the craziest shit you can do like out here. And when you like move forward, like, and you're around men that are like trying to move forward, everyone's moving forward. You actually get that shit. Like honestly, like that 6
bro.
years.
One
time
thing
that you're
about the
talking about
shop that like is
legit.
super underrated with like our job is like, I get 30 minutes to 45 minutes with a motherfucker who's doing whatever he is, and I can pick his brain,
Yeah.
and he will tell me whatever the fuck I ask him because his head's in my hands.
Yeah.
And not in like a bad way. But it's not even that. He's like willing, because with your clients, you make friendships, right? So
Well,
like,
you're developing a relationship
exactly
over time.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you talk to him, right?
Yeah.
So if the guy's like into real estate, you talk to him about that. Another guy's into stock.
Yeah.
So you get to like,
Yeah, bro, like,
you
going to
bump
real
heads
estate,
with
like,
like so many people throughout
yeah.
the day, and you get to pick their brain, and like they're there for
like
to have that
literally
done to them.
30
Nowhere,
minutes.
nowhere else can you really have that kind of a
Yeah.
situation for a certain period of time. The guy's just literally sitting there, and you can ask him about damn near anything.
Yeah,
and he'll tell you
like,
about
they'll
it.
talk about their problems. They'll talk
Oh,
about
yeah,
their
bro.
mistakes. Like they'll
I'm like
come
a
to you
fucking
with
therapist
like,
in there,
like,
dog.
like legit like a therapist, but you're still a friend. Like if I see this guy outside, I'm gonna buy him a drink, or
Yeah,
like if
yeah.
I'm like hanging out in a club, strip club, whatever, I'm gonna go at their tables because it's like it's just like you hear all that, but
The
like
networking.
at the same time, you kind of like learn all this shit.
But
You're
the therapist
networking
shit is
too.
actually really
It's-
funny because
it's
it's like from
funny.
years of doing it, I realized certain things. Because like,
Yeah,
let's say
legit.
you guys are friends, right?
Yeah.
He sees you in a different light than I would see him.
Yeah.
For sure.
He's got a certain thing that so like, a lot of them will tell me problems, bro, that they don't even tell their own fucking family.
like
Yeah,
wife
yeah, yeah.
and shit.
You know
like,
what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Legit.
and shit, and you kind of like you give them a
Like with their
perspective, and
kids,
they're
like,
like,
one
"Oh, yeah,
One benefit could be of being a barber is that there's an old saying by this Japanese swordsman that turned to a philosopher. We've talked about this a bunch of times.
Who is that? Is that the guy who wrote the
Miyamoto Musashi.
Oh, I know Miyamoto
He's like,
Musashi.
give me
He
a-
wrote the
give me a
book.
skin
No,
fade.
no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no, what
So
was the name?
one of the benefits of
Okay.
this is that life is all about different patterns. So like whatever you focus on, I focused on chicks. Some people focus on something else. Whatever. But once you try different flavors of some like an industry that you focus on, you realize that as far as like barbers, when you're talking to people, you see people's patterns of talking, patterns of recognition that they see the world. It gives you insight on what people really see, and it broadens you. So the more you can understand in life and the more experiences you have,
Yeah.
it makes you more of a
Let me
rounding
tell something about the
characteristics
guy.
where you can really understand the world. So when you see like when you get the chance of seeing like let's say 100 people talk about their life over and over again, you can really see and dissect people's patterns and personalities. It gets very interesting.
It
But
does.
back
and you
to the
get
guy.
to like
Sorry,
you
bro.
get to you get to see their like growth
Yeah.
as people as well. You know what I mean? So like, it's really good for like people reading.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back to
You know
the
what I
guy
mean?
you were talking about. That guy's a samurai, and that guy's like a G. And like, I legit believe in the shit that he says. But like that art of war shit that he talks about, like when in the barbershop, the same thing Shahab said, like so you got 30 minutes and you see different patterns and shit like that. You see their battles too. And you're kind of like you kind of like see
Puts
the
it in
lesson. Like
perspective.
Yeah.
you like when you're going through your shit daily, because like as human beings we think we're so special, but like we're actually not that special.
No
like
one knows.
everyone
Yeah,
has the same kind of problem. So when you go through someone else's problem and you see like, okay, like he did this shit, like for example, chicks, like we are talking about that beforehand. Like chicks, when they have a problem with their girls and you see all that shit, you're like, okay, I'm not gonna do that shit. That's just fucked up. You know what I mean? So like you get so much, you get to see through different visions, and you kind of like get to like shape yourself in a way that you're kind of like learned from their experiences, but at the same time, everyone fucks up too.
Yeah.
So yeah, the barbershop is actually legit.
And it's like one thing about it, bro. Like with that shit too, I've like one thing I really like it. It's like you like. The guy comes in looking rough. You have him leaving, like you know he's feeling himself. You like pick him up, man. It's like you came in here like a fucking clown. Now I got you looking good. Now go out there and be somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
straight up, bro.
Yeah,
like that in itself is rewarding too. Because some dudes are come in like once a week, and those guys are always staying sharp and shit like that. So that's like you don't really say with that. But some dudes come in like once every like month or two. You know what I mean? And when those guys come in and you give them like and you clean them up and you just see it, they're just like different like confidence in them, man.
Do you know anybody, or have you ever done like the homeless shit?
I have.
You've done that?
Yeah,
shit? That's sick.
he
That's
We
had
did
a
the
whole
back to
video on
school
that.
thing too.
That's
We did the
sick.
back to school
You did
thing,
it all
and
for
I
the
also
young
did it
ones.
one time for some dude. He was a Freemason, and he was like, "We're gonna do some things for kids, like
Oh,
back
nice.
to school,
Yeah,
for, like
yeah.
underprivileged kids."
The Shriners? Was
No, it wasn't a
Shriners, or was
Shriner.
it
He was just a Mason, but
Oh,
he
yeah.
was like, it was funny. He was actually trying to recruit me after because he's like, you know, you got the heart of
You
a
got the
Mason.
character, yeah.
kind of shit.
But I
was
feel like
"Ah,
the homeless thing that you guys did back when it was like 2016, I think 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
You guys went to
Yeah.
to.
We actually went to
they
Oppenheimer
Hayes-
Park and
Yeah.
did it.
Oh, yeah. We go there every week.
And then no, that's
Oh,
why.
legit.
to sell him shit or
We
whatever.
we drive by there every fucking week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Open mics.
But no, they actually gave out like free haircuts, and if you
Gave
see the
food
video,
and
it's,
shit,
it's
you know?
crazy. They passed some chips. Apparently, they were choosing on the chip shop, eh? Like,
No,
the guy
they
was
were
like, I don't
choosing
like
on the
Doritos.
chips. Yeah,
So shit.
like and even with that, bro, you get to see why certain people you feel bad for them. You're like, man, that's unfortunate. And some people, you're like,
You deserve this.
you deserve
Like,
this.
come on, yeah. It's like,
The way
what do
they
you
are,
mean you
it's
don't like
true.
Doritos? Like, I love.
No, the guy's like asking
so
me.
passing me
We
free
talked about it
chips.
last time, but he's literally on some like he came up and he's like, "Hey, y'all got something to eat?" And I'm like, I'm like, bro, like we just got chips left. So he's,
Yeah.
like, he's like, "What do you have?" I'm like, "I have Doritos." He's like,
I don't fuck with those.
I'm
fuck
good
with Doritos.
I'm like, well,
How long?
Bring
how
me
long?
some fucking.
Hold on,
We
hold
got
on.
time. We got time. I'm looking at that. Don't worry.
Good. How long do we have?
Another 15.
Okay.
You get, don't worry.
All right. Let's do a quick cheers.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys coming.
thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, appreciate this.
Good fucking time, man.
Yeah,
Let's-
but
let's,
Talk
uh,
sports.
let's-
Let's talk sports, man.
Let's
before we do the transition of sport, actually, you know what? Whatever. Let's do the transition of sports.
No, say your shit.
you,
What
you gotta
got?
you gotta be
What you got?
decisive, my guy.
Yeah, no,
okay,
fuck
my
it. I'll
fault,
be
my
decisive
fault.
for it. What you got?
Yeah,
What
okay.
you got?
What you got?
So
As you
I wanted
age,
to
you gotta
add
be
to
more
what they said,
decisive.
right? No, bit. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is back to the barbershop. It's really like Shahab seen it firsthand. Like I went into the barbershop 15 I think I was, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Young folk. I really did not know what's up. I was actually a soft fucking teddy bear, 250 pounds, believe it or
Damn.
not. Fat as fuck. Yeah, I lost like 85 pounds.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, I did this whole like fitness thing. I got all like, motivated and shit. Whatever. anyways, because these folks were clowning me on the daily.
bro.
My word.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? Most chicks go through a hoe phase.
Yeah.
But if you did it right, somehow you go through as a guy, you go through
fat
like
phase.
not a fat phase, but you go through like a red pill phase.
I was fat too.
A little
bro.
red pill phase
We were
where you
talking
go
about
through
that.
and you like really realize like what chicks are about and what the world is kind of like. I remember like when I've known Hector since high school, but we didn't really fuck with each other until like just a few years ago, like 5-6 years ago, you know. I actually wanted to beat this guy up for the longest fucking time. Every time I looked at like whatever he would say, he would say some he could say some like logical shit. It didn't matter.
gonna,
I
like,
just
set
looked
him
at
off.
him. You ever look at somebody and you're just like, I want to just beat them up because they just look like that? You know what I mean? That's how
I
it
was that guy in the shop. I was the
That's
guy
how
that
it
he wanted
was.
to beat up.
Yeah.
Right? But Anyways, yeah, no, I was a little shit. It was good times.
No, but like even with that shit, like the bullying, I feel like it's essential.
It's necessary.
As long as it's not too
course.
savage.
Of course.
Like
Especially
it's
for
like
men.
a right to manhood.
It's for men
reminds me-
for sure.
I was,
Like
I
people
was
talk
actually
about
building
mental
a,
health.
I was
and
building a
shit.
bit the other day where I was like, you know, you have like those no judgment friends. Now, motherfucker, sometimes we need to be judged.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean?
It's just-
Sometimes
that's
you
the-
need to be
yo, but
judged.
that's the
Why
that's
the fuck do you look at
difference
yourself in the
between-
mirror?
No, but that's the
You wanna
difference
be
between men and women.
Who's got the cigar?
I do. Because that's the big difference between men and women. Because
It's true.
women,
Yeah,
will
women
bullshit
hype each other up.
Tell a
Yeah.
fat bitch she looks good, but they know damn well they
The
don't.
problem
And
is
guys
that
will
right
tell
now,
you
the
what
problem is right now is that, like, what
Guys
I
are
see right
getting
now at the
feminine.
club, just like you go through guys, like when you're cutting their
Hey,
hair.
yo.
Yo, pause.
Hey, yo.
Pause,
I gotta
bro.
say it like it
Yo,
is.
hold on.
Go through dudes, you know what I'm
the
saying?
No.
Just in the mouth, out the ass. But anyway,
bro.
at the club,
Sounds
you
like
kind of
everyone
see the.
Saturday.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut that. That's gonna be the clip. Well, that's gonna be the clip.
Bro,
That's gonna
in
be
the
the clip.
club, we get the barbers usually get the most respect. I'm not talking about those little shit ass barbers. Like,
No, you get
but, like,
props,
you get
yeah.
you get props because like you make a motherfucker look good for the fucking club.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro,
You got pussy tonight because of me, dog.
yeah, dog. Like and most people say that. Like they dap
You
me
want some,
up.
it's like some like barber tax. Like,
yeah.
you want a shot just because I landed some pussy?
No, it's just like people. You know why? Because they leave on a good note with you.
Oh, for sure.
So they,
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
no,
It's always good.
100%. But back to what I was saying, barbershop, man, holy the shit. Dude, I'm telling you, like when I'm saying I was a bum, like I was actually a bum, straight stoner, sitting on my ass. Right, it was the first year my parents moved back to Dubai because they had some work stuff going on, and then I lived here alone.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, I was eating chips, jerking off, playing video games all day. That's that's all I was really up to. Barbershop, man. You know what's more motivating for a young guy like me? By the way, I grew up with my mother, my sister, my grandma, so already a bunch of screws loose. in my head, right?
Yeah.
Whole bunch of screws loose in my head. But growing up in the barbershop, man, I did all my growing in that barbershop. No kidding. Like who knows?
So you
where
would
I'd
say
be.
Shab is like kind of like a father figure, or a big brother.
Shab
figure.
was GE first couple years, tough guy,
100%.
piece of shit. Anyway, first couple years, piece of shit. Let me tell you that piece of shit built some character in me. I needed, I never got bullied.
I think you got lucky because I've seen Shab go through a bunch of other like little barbers, and it's like, bro,
Yeah.
Yo,
some of them you just see, and you're like, yo, the guy like broke down, bro. I remember those one guy.
No, you
I'm
know
not
what
gonna
it
go
is,
into
bro?
details.
I
kid
I'm
you
not
not.
gonna go into
I keep
details,
it
but the
real.
guy, I literally saw the guy break down. This guy was
Bro.
like hella on roids, and he literally like
Oh, he's talking about.
he just broke down. Like I saw a
better
character
not have the
flaw.
mic right now.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you come
Hear me
across
out.
strong dudes, and you're not a strong dude,
Yeah.
you're gonna go through a character flaw.
No, if
you're
you
gonna,
guys
you're gonna
honestly-
have a
if
couple
That's
of-
the thing. That's
With me, that's a issue as well because I can't fuck with a lot of people. Because if I'm your friend, I can't lie to you like that, bro.
Yeah,
I can't.
yeah, straight
Yeah.
up,
If you're
straight
like
up.
on some like bullshit,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
let
straight
you
up.
know whether you want to hear it or not. And like some people,
Yeah.
they'll just be like they don't want to hear it, so they just distance
You,
themselves.
you,
and
guys, you
shit.
guys share that characteristic.
Yeah, bro, I
I'm
can't
the
help it.
same way.
I can't help it because
Yeah.
like I don't like that. I don't like seeing you weak and shit. You know,
No,
as a-
100%.
as a good friend, like fuck that.
Because you can't rely on that.
No,
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
exactly.
Shahab didn't.
Rely on that.
Don't think Shahab went easy on me because I didn't leave. No, Shahab was fucking rough for sure. Hessam was there too.
Yeah.
They were both kind of going at me just for the shits and giggles. I don't know what the point was, but anyways, whatever it was, no kidding, it built me.
You know why, bro?
I told her.
I'll tell you why.
I never told you this. Hear me
Yeah.
out. I never told you this, but I actually explained the situation. I don't know. You know when you're younger, it's like whatever. You talk to people. I was talking to my friends, and they're like, "Yo, that's a fucked up work environment. Like, leave and this and that." And
Yo, it's a toxic workplace.
yeah, toxic workplace.
Yo,
Call it
lose
work
those
safe
friends,
BC.
bro. Lose those friends.
Yeah. No, not even
Lose
friends.
those
I think I was dumb enough to hang out with girls then too, right? They were like my friends, but like you, like I was tripping.
All right, chill.
No,
That's
I'm,
too
I'm,
sus.
I'm not even playing with you. I'm not even about it being sus. Hold up.
Cooties.
Yeah. It's not even about it being sus. It's literally just it's the fact that I'm gonna be honest. I genuinely gain nothing from hanging out with girls other than
Yeah.
There's nothing to gain when you're hanging out with girls. They live in this. We just live different worlds. They're in this like.
I'll refine your statement. You can't take advice from chicks.
Yeah.
You can't take
You
advice.
can't take
but
advice.
It's like
Whatever you do, and another thing, you can't expose that side of you to chicks.
Yeah. No, I never.
Whatever they
Aside from
say.
that,
Politics with the girls, I got it.
I
down.
get what he's coming from, and it comes down to this: like with the newer generation, like when I grew up, we had older guys around us
Yeah.
who keep you in check, and they would keep you like yo, you got to do this and shit like that. So
There's
you
less
gotta
of that now.
Yeah,
None-
exactly.
none of
You
that.
gotta have
Never-
some of that in your life where you have some older like male figures letting you know what's fucking proper and shit like that.
The
and then
problem right now is that
and
everybody sees
they
that.
don't have that.
Everybody sees that as having an older figure as abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
no.
if some dude like you guys had fucking Julian's dad,
Yeah.
right? So that encouraged competitiveness, and then it encouraged being cutting edge. So over time, guys
And-
would be refining their
Also,
life and their
Julian's dad's like
characteristics.
jacked as
No,
fuck.
but
and,
yeah,
like,
exactly. Because
Yeah.
Julian's dad, one thing, he was super.
He was a
masculine.
top tier black.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
he's
that.
jacked
Top
as
tier
fuck.
black for
He's the
sure.
epitome of like what a dude is.
And you gotta see
another
Lamar
thing-
and Julian.
Yeah,
like,
and another thing with Frank was like the whole thing of like not letting anybody weigh you down because of what
Yeah.
they say to you. So like once that guy would verbally abuse us, and it wasn't. I mean, I'm not saying like
It's needed.
It was needed, right? So
Needed.
once you realize it's just like talk and you don't hold it in, you'll do well in life because no one else can really like bring you down with their bullshit and what they say, right? So once you have that established, you're always like no matter what somebody says, you're like, man, get the
Yeah, bro.
fuck out
Like
of
at the same time, like at like our staff parties, for example, like Halloween, we pulled up to the fucking strip club. Bro dropped like
party.
fucking 15 out of 2 G's. We pulled up with like bro, we pulled up as gangsters. Like at the Halloween, I'm rocking a fucking bulletproof vest. This guy's laughing because like, bro, we're just having fun. Like at the end of the day, like the bully, like we don't see the bullying as bullying. It's like when I see someone telling me like, dude, that's just fucked up. You should not say that to a chick. I'm gonna think and be like, maybe I should not say that shit to a fucking chick. You know what I mean? But it's like at the same time when we pull up to the strip club, you feel the fucking atmosphere, bro. Like all these hoes are around us. Not that we're hitting it or anything. You know what I mean? Like we're just chilling, we're having fun, we're doing our thing. We're not
You're
even
being
going
men.
out there.
Buddy's
for it.
girlfriend's
We're just being
watching.
men.
This guy's
It's
not-
like at some point I'm saying it's pheromones, bro. Like I probably should get off the mic, but what I'm trying to say is like the other day we're
Before he
we're walking,
exposes
bro.
himself.
We're
Chill,
just going
chill. You're
to
good,
vibe
you're good.
with, like alcohol to pre-drink and shit.
Yeah.
Me and Nero. And then we're walking, and all these chicks are looking, and I'm like standing in the lineup. Like, obviously, you feel good as a man when
Yeah.
the chicks are looking. So I look at the guy, I'm like, yo, spread the fucking horn, like pheromones and shit. You know what I mean? Because it's not even like we're doing
It's the
shit. It's
energy.
like the energy. Because
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
way we grew up and where we were
Bro,
from. and all that
masculinity's
shit, it's
dying.
just-
That's what
yeah,
it
bro,
comes
it's
down
dying.
to.
And when the chick sees masculinity in you, they see it. Like at
Another
the end of the
thing
day, we're
I
animals.
think
we're
works
fucking-
for you is
you know?
that you don't have to fuck the chick technically. What you have to do
Mentally
is get
fuck her.
is get bypass, is get approval, and you can see this approval. I see this shit at the club all the time.
Yeah.
When a girl gives you approval, she fucks with you, and once you get that, a lot
You know
of
what
the
it comes
times,
down
9
to?
times out of 10 for me, I don't have to fuck her. I know I could.
Yeah.
and that's good enough.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Yo,
That's
what the-
enough.
He
Exactly.
drinks off to that. It's like,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah.
Well said.
three of them want to
But
add
he's
me.
right about that because it
Well
comes
said.
down to this because you got to understand women equate attention and validation the way you think about pussy.
Yeah.
So if she
Props,
can
props.
get your attention and for you to validate her, she just fucked you. Just like the same way you fuck a bitch and you let her go the next day and you don't talk to her again.
Yeah.
She did that to you if she could just get it like that. So
Yeah.
like when you know the bitch is down, you just carry yourself different and you're like, yo, like fuck out of here with that. But if you're like all there like, oh, let me buy you.
Yeah, weak.
You fucked it up.
Weak.
Yeah, you guys
Weak.
want to go to Aura or what?
You fumbled it. Let's
Well,
go.
right now?
After the
Let's get it, bro. We have this bad habit of getting bottles at the wrong time, bro. We pull
Are
up
we-
to,
are we
like
at-
we were trying at
we're-
the same
we're
party.
good, we're
I
good.
told you we were trying to go to fucking Mansion and grab a thing there, and the pool was fucked up, so we couldn't go.
Oh, that was
so we
whack.
we just
That's enough.
we did the whole shit again. And we like called the managers, found the managers, and got a fucking table at Gallery, bro. That shit's nuts. Like if you're
Yeah.
trying to hit,
I'm gonna take a piss on that note.
I'll say galleries chill. Yo, let's end and do part 2.
When I was 16, I won a great victory. I felt in that moment I would live to be 100. Now I know I shall not see 30. None of us know